Hey, what's good, guys? I am Ragujan. So now let's move on to the first question of question set 41. So, first one, write the right relational algebra query to change the stock table to inventory. So we had to change the name of the stock table to inventory. So in this case, you can do like this. You can use the row symbol. So this is basically represent the renaming process, and here I'm going to use two brackets, and this one will basically says which the table name, the original name, and this will basically says the updated one. Sorry, so this here we had to mention the original name, and we had to mention the what the rename of that the name that we are going to change. So here for the table original name, the previous one was stock, and now we are going to rename into inventory like this. So this is how it goes. And also we have to change the attitude, and I'm going to make this as a subscript, and also I'm going to change the font a little bit smaller like this, and also change this a little bit to 48. Okay, so this is the answer for question 1. So this is how it goes. So we are changing the stock table name stock to inventory. um, the second one, uh, user type table to uh, the user type table used to store user types. In the columns of the table, change the name of the column called user type ID to type ID, and the name of the column called user type name to type name. Write the relational algebra query required for that. So in this case, this would be a rename. So we had to use the row one, and this one basically here we have to mention the table name. This table name is I guess user type, the user type table. So the table name is user type, so I'm going to say user type. And now we have to mention the rename, what we are going to rename. So we are renaming the user type column name to type ID. So type ID is the new one, and also we have to mention the user type name. We are going to rename the user types to type name like this, type underscore name. So that's how it goes. So this and now we had to change, do some little adjustments. Yeah, so this is basically the answer for um, question 2. We can move on to the question 3. So the third one is a little bit interesting. So you guys can see see the brand table is used to store product brands. You need to change the name of the table to product brand. So we are going to change the name brand to product brand of that table, and after that also in the column of the state in the columns of that table, you need to change the name of the you need to change the name of the column called brand ID to BID. Also name of the column called brand name to bname, and we had to write the relation algebra query. So we are going to do three functions. So we are going to change the table name. Also we are going to change the brand names to brand what is that, b name. Also we are going to change the brand ID to BID. So this is a little bit interesting. So let's do that. So the same operation symbol, and there will be two brackets. So this one basically represents the brand table. So brand, so we are working on the brand table, and now we had to so we are going to change the brand name first, brand table's name first. So the new name would be where is that, product brand. So you can mention the new name outside of the column like this, brand. So the new name is product brand. So I'm going to say you can mention the new name as like this, brand, product brand, and inside this bracket you can mention the new column name. So the brand ID would be BID, and the brand name would be B name from now on. And also you can change the the attitudes like this. So yeah, so we change the brand table's name to product brand. Also we change the brand ID name to brand name ID to BID. Also we change the brand name, the column brand name B name to brand name to B name. So that's how it goes. So we can move on to the question 4. So the fourth one, there is a table called GR, an item to store the selling price of the product, the price at which the product was purchased, and the quantity of the product. You need to separate the columns product ID, quantity, unit price, selling price from the table. The names of the column in that table should be changed in this way. The column called product ID needs to be PID. The quantity column as PQTY. The unit price column as P unit price, and the selling price column as P selling price. Write the relational algebra query for that. So this is the answer. You guys can see. Let me explain the one. So they're asking for first of all they're asking for the um, separate the columns, filtering out the columns. So we need the columns, product ID column, quantity, unit price, selling price. So that's what they have done here. The product ID, quantity, unit price, and selling price. So use the um, uh, projection operation here. There is a projection operation, and inside this bracket they have mentioned the grn item. Also what they did was uh, there is saying two things. One was referring the grn table, as well as renaming the grn tables columns, such as product id to PID, product quantity to QTY, and the unit price, what is that, the unit price column name to unit price, and renaming the selling price column as P selling price. So that's what happened here. So let's write the query again for the question. So first of all I'm going to do the rename process. So like this, um, let's create this inside a new let's answer this question inside a new slide. So let's get the So we need to rename. uh, so we are renaming from the grn item table. Therefore I had to mention the table name grn item table, and after that I had mentioned the new names. So product id, I guess what is the product id to PID. So PID, and after that PID and the the quantity column to PQTY, PQTY, I guess. Okay, PQTY, and the unit price column as P unit price, P unit price, and as well as P selling price, the selling price column. And let's change the font. Okay, so now we have renamed the uh, we have renamed the grn item table column. And now we can move on to the projection operation. So basically a projection will get the um, names, we'll get the column names. So by operator, and now we have to mention what are the columns that we need. So we need the product quantity, product id, we need the quantity, unit price, and selling price. So let's do that. So I need the product id, I need the quantity, also I need the product unit price, unit price, and selling price. Also selling price. And after that we can basically now we have to mention the uh, now we have to mention the table name. For that we can use this operator, this this operation. So this would basically represent the table name, also it doing the renaming process also. Like this. So I guess that's pretty much for the fourth one. Yeah, so this is the answer for question 4. So we completed the question set 41. I'll see you in the next video with question set 42. Thank you for watching.